Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you this e-spinner. It's the Dove from Daedalus. It will be available to buy in their shop from the end of January, but I was fortunate enough to be sent a pre-release copy to do a review for all of you. I've put about 3 kilos of singles through this thing now. There's this big pile of yarn over here. It is about a third of what I've spun, and I also did this stuff that I've made into a head warmer and some mitts. So I've got enough hours on this thing now that I can confidently do a review and talk about all its features. I did do an unboxing video, but it wasn't that interesting. So rather than make you sit through it, you get to have a speeded up version in the background while I talk about getting it set up. It took me just under 2 minutes to get it out of the box and get all the bubble wrap off. It took me 1.5 minutes to get it assembled because all these pieces here are separate. It comes flat packed and you have to put it together. Then it took me another 2.5 minutes to get the brake band installed and all the knots tied at the right places to get the right length. So in future I won't have to do any of the brake band messing around. It'll be less than 2 minutes to assemble, and probably less than 1 minute once I've got the hang of it. So back to the actual thing so you can have a look at it. So you can see it's fairly nice and small. It's I can carry it with one hand, and it's still got a fairly decent sized bobbin compared to the size of the spinner. They say the bobbin is will hold 8 ounces. For me, that's not the case. I'm a very low tension spinner. I managed to get about 160 grams on it, so that's not bad. I can never get the bobbin capacity that manufacturers claim other people can. So the goal of this spinner, the reason they designed it and made it, was that they wanted an entry-level e-spinner for either new spinners or people new to e-spinning that can't afford their fancy top of the range with all the bells and whistles spinners, but they still wanted it to have the same Daedalus quality. And without too much of a spoiler, they've managed to do it. I'm very impressed with it. So to differentiate it from their other models, all the bits are here in this front section. The motor and the controls and all the bits that drive it are all here. There is no separate speed controller with the programmable soft start and stop. No digital. It's all done with this knob. I initially thought I would miss that because I do have 2 other Daedalus spinners, and I do use the soft start stop to program it and to show change how long it takes to slow down. If I'm spinning a very fine yarn, I may tweak the soft start, but this does have a soft stop. It's not that it stops immediately, it's just it's not programmable. I'll plug it in and get it started, and you'll be able to see that it does have a soft stop. So it's all plugged in. If I start it, it'll start up fairly quickly. But then if I stop it, you'll see it takes a couple of seconds to come to a stop. And that is enough for it not to throw yarn in all but the most extreme of circumstances, because what can happen if it stops too quickly is that the flyer will stop and the bobbin will carry on going and yarn that's wound onto it will start unspooling. I have noticed that a little bit at very, very high speeds when I've got a very full bobbin and low tension, but the rest of the time it doesn't throw yarn, so I'm happy with no soft start and stop. The other thing the digital controller has is a digital speed, and it is useful to be able to say, oh, I'm doing 62%, but actually this dial is fantastic. It's fairly large and it's transparent and it's got a really nice pointer here, so I can say there I'm doing 60%, I'm doing 62.5%, I'm doing 65, etc. So this dial is so nice, and I honestly do not miss the digital controller. And also, listen, it's got a really nice tactile click to on off, so you can turn it on and off here, but you've also got your switch here that does direction, Z, S and neutral off, so you can choose how you turn it off. I tend to leave the speed dial at the speed I'm spinning at and just turn it on and off here. You will also see another control it has right near the front is this tension dial, which is great because I can tweak my tension just by turning this knob here, rather than on other wheels you'll either have a thing here or you may have one at the back here. I do miss the Daedalus second like big tension adjuster here. Some of the other models, they have a little thing you can turn to do your big tension, and then you'll do your fine tension on this. This has only got the fine tension adjuster, but it has got a different pitch screw, so this thing here does not take all day to unscrew as it would do if it was a really fine thread. So see, it takes a while to move, but chances are you're not going to be moving it all the way in one go, except for when you start a new bobbin. You will just be tweaking it, upping it a little bit as your bobbin fills. So that's probably too loose. So I'll get it set up for how I'd want to spin. So we have all your controls. The flyer is fairly self-explanatory. We have sliding yarn guides. They slide into the position you want them to be in, and they stay put. There's not much to say about them. They're great. They are fairly small. The whole thing's got an 8mm yarn path, so we have an 8mm orifice, and the guides take the same thickness of yarn, which will cover all sorts of knitting and weaving yarn that the average person will be spinning. You're not going to be able to do art yarns on this, but you will be able to do anything from a lace to a bulky weight knitting yarn. This here is a 2-ply DK, and this is singles. It's about DK Aran weight. They both went through it fine with no problems. Let's show you the other exciting thing that comes with it. It doesn't come with it, sorry, but you can buy them separately. It comes with 3 of these black bobbins, but you can buy separately these breakdown bobbins. So just take them apart, and they come apart into 3 pieces, making it easier to pack. And reassembly is as simple as just putting the ends on. It is very simple. It's quite hard in front of a camera, apparently. And then twisting it, and that holds really tightly. It's got little lugs on each end, and there's a O-ring to put some extra pressure on. So these bobbins are nice if you want it to be extra portable, which it can be because it completely disassembles. Right, now on to the spinning. I think I will turn it on a little bit and let you listen to it as easily as you can. I'm not sure how well the phone camera will pick up the volume, but it's quiet and it's smooth. Now, I want my yarn guides completely symmetrical, because if I have one right at the end and one right at the front, it's going to unbalance the flyer and it might make it a little bit wobbly. So for a fair test, let's have them opposite each other. Turn it right down to 0 and start it. So you probably can't hear it there. I can hear a very low motor whir. Here, motor pitch is a little bit louder, and you can kind of hear the air rushing past the flyer. That's at 70%, and that's at top speed. Again, you can hear the motor a little bit and quite a lot of flyer noise, but that's 1800 RPM, so there's nothing you can do other than spin in a vacuum, I suppose, to get rid of the noise of the flyer moving through the air. But I don't find the noise annoying or distracting at all. I've been spinning in front of the TV a lot, and I haven't even had to turn up the TV volume, so this is a nice quiet little thing. I mentioned the top speed is 1800 RPM. That is the stated flyer speed that they put out in their advertising stuff. I've got this little sticky thing on here that I can shine an RPM meter at, and it'll tell me the speed. I measured it at 1850 RPM with no load, and when I had a full bobbin and I was spinning some fine singles with moderate tension, it went down to about 1750, so that's pretty good under that amount of load. If I was spinning thicker singles then and had higher tension, the motor would slow more, but chances are I wouldn't be spinning particularly thick singles at max speed anyway. So if you notice the motor slowing as you're increasing your take up and as your bobbin's filling, you can always bump the speed a little bit to make up for it. All of these skeins of yarn I overfilled the bobbin to get as much on as I could, and I didn't find it slowed too much that I couldn't spin, so it's great. Right, let's grab some fibre. So here we have the threading hook. It's got a little magnet that attaches onto the front. I do find the magnet's not that strong, which is good. Otherwise this would attach itself to all sorts of things, but it also means I do knock this off quite regularly. So I've managed to not lose it thus far, but I'm sure the time will come. So to thread, you just put this through all the yarn guides and find the end. And put that through and put it all the way back through. Make sure I've got plenty of twist in that so it doesn't come unthreaded, fall apart the second I start it. Right, put you back out the way over there. Put that back in its spot. So my speed is right down. So I can spin at a moderately low speed and get a fairly thick yarn. I'm sure most people won't be spinning anywhere near this bulky, but that's obviously a lot thicker than I normally spin. So I'm going to thin this down a little bit and up the speed as I do it. So let's get a bit thinner. So even that massive thick bit went through the orifice fine. Okay, now we need a little bit more speed. And this is about 75%, so let's have a look at the reply back with that. So that's a little bit on the loose side for my liking, so I'll up the speed again, and it should be able to still keep up with my drafting speed. And you see I've not needed to play with the tension at all really. This is a little bit tuggier than I'd like now I've turned it right up, but it's a very easy fix. Let's just do a little ply back of that. So here we go, that's much more like it. So there we go, that's at top speed. I'm getting a 2-ply lace weight without too much effort, and to lower the tension bit I'll just turn that, and that should be fine. There we go, that's much nicer. So that's sort of the range of things you can spin on it, from that ridiculously thick lump here that I put on to a fairly fine lace weight singles. Anything your average person would be sort of knitting with, maybe crochet or weaving, you can spin nicely on this thing. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. In case you haven't been able to tell from my my gushing comments, I love it. It's such a nice little spinner. It comes apart. I suppose I can show you it coming apart while I'm talking about it, just to show how easily it does disassemble. So I'll just take the brake band off, take this off, take this off. Oops, sorry, knocked the camera. I have my bobbin, my fly, my little rear bearing. Yeah, it has bearings in all the places where moving things touch. So inside the bobbin and in both cradles for the flyer, which means you don't need to oil it or do really any maintenance other than keeping it clean, and it runs very smoothly. So that's it as a pile of bits. And to reassemble, it's the same thing in reverse. These long pieces have magnets in, so as you put them in, they kind of click into place and hold fairly firmly. It feels a little bit wobbly at the initial stage, but once all the pieces are together and the bands are on and everything, it feels a lot sturdier. So yes. It's actually harder than you would expect to assemble this in camera view without smacking the camera with my hand. So in reality, I think it would be even quicker to get this thing reassembled up. And these bits here on the side of your front upright, it's got little screws to park your yarn when you're taking a break from spinning, which is useful. And there's my bobbin. and that's it put back together. So like all the Daedalus wheels, it's got these aluminium discs where the brake band goes, which helps dissipate any heat generated by the friction, and it gives a really nice smooth braking experience, and you're not going to melt the plastic on your bobbins by upping your tension too much, which would otherwise be a risk. And there you have it. Nice, small, portable, easy to use. All your controls are right here, easily accessible at the front, and yeah, fantastic e-spinner. I love it. I have several other e-spinners, so it's not going to be the only one I use by any means, but they all have their little niches, and I think this one I'm going to use for spinning all those beautiful hand-dyed 100-gram braids I buy at fibre festivals because they're adorable and I can't resist them. This will easily fit a single braid. I might even fit two if I'm pushing it, so I'll be able to just use this for small one-off spins, and in the future, in general, I probably won't be doing massive kilos amount of yarn on it, but maybe I will. It's so easy to pick up at the moment. It just sits on the shelf next to where I sit. So when I want to spin, just one hand out and grab it. No extra controller or loads of dangling cables all over the place. It's a really nice, simple, compact package. I hope I've covered everything I wanted to mention. If you do have any questions about it, by all means, let me know, and I will reply and tell you my thoughts. Thank you very much.